All right, good morning, everybody. The Twitch window up over here, just in case anybody in the chat or anything. We can turn off the previews, though. We don't need this. And actually, what I'm going to do is pop this one back. Here we are. I shuffle it around a bit when we get going, but okay. This morning, well, I guess first things first, just housekeeping note. I'll be probably getting up to leave at some point pretty abruptly because I do have folks coming to work on the house today. We're getting a new sliding door, so they're supposed to be coming sometime. I don't know exactly if they're calling ahead or just going to show up or what. So, at some point I'll have to go take care of that. And so I'll probably drop off the stream pretty quick if I am still going during that time. And then we've got the meeting later on today, so as long as I'm around and available, then I'll be in the meeting today. I got some other PRs and things that I'll be working on this afternoon as well. I saw some nice PRs that need followed up on again, like a couple typing ones and a few things like that. But where I'm starting out right now, though, is just on the Octopus and Octopus game, and more specifically, we're actually just going to start on the Octopus object as well, which is basically going to hold all of the segments of all the tentacles. So we're going to make class Octopus. I think it's going to be a group. Doesn't really need any parameters, and it can go super. Now we have our group initialized. We can start adding things to it. So to start with, I guess we'll just put the first segment. And I'm considering the first one being this one right here, basically. In my cutout segment BMPs, I've got the segments, indexed. So this is tentacle 0, and it's got a 0A and a 0B, where it splits off there. And then the next one is tentacle 1, and tentacle 2, and tentacle 3. And then each segment has got an index as well. So this one here happens to be tentacle 0, segment 0, and it's before the split. So it's kind of the lowest index one. So let's put that one in first. And we actually had the code for this, I think, in CircuitPy. Yeah, we had this one here. We'll grab that. We're going to put it inside here. Of course, we don't need it commented. And it's also going to be self. And I don't know, maybe we're going to put these in lists or something other than just self dot. Let's start with just self dot, and then we'll figure out a data structure later. And maybe we'll end up expanding it some. I don't know. T0, S0. Do we? Not sure I like the abbreviation like that. Makes the code shorter, but less descriptive. You have to know what it means. It'll be kind of long if it needs both the word tentacle and segment, though, so I don't know. Leave it like that for now. Let's just get the first one drawn. I think this may even be the right location for it. So we can just add that tile grid to self. And then we can create the octopus inside of game initialization. Pretty much somewhere around where we create the player. Okay, yeah, this one's filled in. Gonna pull it 1 pixel left. See how I like it? And a fair bit of this part here is going to be, you know, pushing pixels back and forth a bit to get it lined up. But perhaps not the most riveting. Oh yeah, I do like that better. It's kind of got that thicker line between it that separates the segments better. Looks like it's on top of the shadowy one a little bit better as well. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So yeah, we're basically doing that for the rest of the segments here. So, you know, skip ahead if you want, or again, I may be cutting out at some point. So some of this I may end up coming back and doing off camera and such. But so after this one is actually where we split. So we're gonna have tentacle 0A segment. The index of the segment still increments. So we have segment 1. This is 0A, segment 1. Oops, I put the palette. But yeah, we got a lot of this stuff. I do think we'll definitely want some other kind of data structure, maybe dictionaries. Maybe dictionaries of lists, lists of dictionaries. So location-wise, this one's going to be about the same height, because remember, we're placing it by its top left corner of the rectangle that it occupies, which for the segment we placed, obviously there's no actual pixels painted in that corner. But for this one here, the top left, there are pixels closer to it. Its rectangle is, kind of in this area, sort of. And its top left corner there is the point where we're placing it by. So let's pull it left some, maybe like 10, and maybe let's even pull it up by 1. And we're going to need to append it. Should we make groups for each tentacle? Or should we just have it? So we have a group for the octopus. Never really need to hide and show a full tentacle at a time, I don't think. Get this all appended, we got it saved and running, we should see it. Oh yeah, we need to go down quite a bit actually, okay. Or? Is that the right segment? Okay, yeah. Also gonna, let's see, I'm gonna open this up. So that's the segment we're placing right now. Still go down a nudge, maybe? Probably pretty good on the X, I think. Yeah, that's nice. Now the next one is actually the final one of Pinnacle 0A. It happens to be segment 2. And this one's got to be higher up and further to the left. We didn't add it to the group. Didn't save. Not bad, but we need to go over still. A little more. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so camera froze up, looks like. I have to get my camera situation sorted. Still, it's so crazy to me that these just started not working after like a year. I understand. Not working reliably. It still works, but like it's getting awfully shaky on just crashes and okay, that's a pretty good look at it. So 0B, which is still the first tentacle, but this one going down. Might as well copy 1 because it's also going to be segment 1. This is going to have to go back to the right quite a bit and down some. Compared to segment 1, which was this one. Actually, maybe X might be about right, but definitely down. Bad. Get a look at it here. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. We do need to go further to the right. Yeah, because it's actually like up under the joint one there. Yeah, the segment 0. go over a bit. Did I get the wrong one? Segment 1? You right? It's like down a bit still as well. Maybe not the down one. Getting pretty close there. Or maybe, did I go down 2? I think I did. Maybe just down 1 instead of 2. Yeah, that's looking pretty close. Still is nudge to the right. That looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's see, so we figure our top left point of this rectangle is about here. We're definitely coming back to the left some and down some. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Way too far. Closer, but still. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Okay, so now the tip on this one. Oh, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. 3. Wouldn't pop those things up for this specific thing. Obviously, I like the suggestions the majority of the time, but in this case, having that box open makes it so I can't just go to the next one as easily. So this is going to be back to the left and down again. Uh-oh, did I forget one? Zero, 1, 2. Where do I have a 1A, 2, 3, 4? Uh-oh. Well, 1A, I guess that's 1A we want. Yeah, sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2. We should have a 3. 0B segment 3. That's the joint. So that's 0, and then 0B1, 0B2, 0B3. Seems like I forgot to cut that one out. So you get a chance to see my process for this. I did most of these off camera, but I think I did the first one that first day, Saturday maybe, but the rest of these I did off. So we're gonna grab the segment we want, paste it to a new thing. It's already shrunk, so we don't have to worry about that part of it. We're gonna select our tealish. I'm gonna paint it green. We are gonna make it mode indexed. Edit the map. Put green as 0. Undo, unselect. Put green as 0. Guess my undid. There we go. Here be segment 3. I didn't add it to the group. A little bit down. A little more down, and also a bit to the left. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. It does have the water running through it, but I think that's how it is, right? Yeah, it's got the water. Be a tad to the left. We want down again? Good there. I get a little bit of zoomed in. This one doesn't let me zoom in, but I can just snip it. Copy it. So technically in this one, the separation line is above the water. But I think I kind of like it how it is, where the water kind of is the separation line. Maybe, what does it look like one more down? Just a wider water separation. We still can't see any of the actual yellow background there, or off. It's like off-white. Yeah, I think I like that. I will say it feels a little Maybe this corner a little sharp. And maybe this under here. Just kind of round it out a bit, maybe. Oh yeah, I like that better. Still a bit of a sharp edge on the right side there. It's this one here. Know that we'll be able to do too much about that one. It does need... Well, I don't know, maybe that's nice. I kind of like that. This one up here will be the next sharp one, but it doesn't look that sharp on the screen. Yeah, I like that. Could maybe go one more to the left. Yeah, kind of gets it right in line with this one. Could maybe clean up the underside of that one as well. One or two more black pixels in there to smooth out that inside edge. It's real nitpicky stuff though. We gotta get more of the broad strokes done, I think, before we're worried about going back to re-edit pixels. I did this one here a couple of times because I got it open right here and I'm already doing it still, so just quick to knock it out real fast. But this one's a whole separate. I'll have to go find the file for it and get it opened up. I'd rather just keep going on the rest of our tentacles here. So we got both 0A and 0B. We can go over to tentacle 1. I guess we'll just take segment 0 to start with. That's tentacle 1, segment 0. From here, we're going to be going down a bit and to the right. Six. And add it to the group. Still need to go down a bit and right a bit. Nope, still a bit more. We'll could hide the cot diver as well, maybe. It seemed like the right angle there. Oh, I didn't change the... Yeah, okay, I was like... Makes sense, we don't have the right image file. So yeah, let's actually run it with the right image file, because that's gonna like the way it looks. Kind of the same to me though, truthfully. Tentacle 1, segment 0. That's not what we're getting. Oh, okay. Okay. Makes sense. Yep, didn't finish doing these. Ah, yeah. We are a bit too far now, though. One's pretty good, but maybe still one more pixel closer? I don't know, this one does have a bit of a gap in there. A little bit bigger than some of the gaps, even. Let's see how it looks. Can we scoot it back? So... up and right. Up. Ah. Yeah, it's touching. I don't like that. I guess maybe we could try up and not over? What does that look like? Oh, that one's pretty nice. Yeah. I like this one. I think this one I like the best. Okay, of course we'll need to go down. Also need to add it to the group. A little left, maybe? Possibly one more down? Be back in a second. Thought I heard a truck or something, but nobody there. Okay. There's actually on the far side. Yeah, that's looking better, I think. This one splits off. I think the deal with this one is this segment here shows when we've captured the diver. I'll have to go back and watch the video again to get a closer look at which segments are actually showing when it does capture the diver. I think that's the deal with this one here. And I'm also, I believe I would have called this one segment A, and then that tip there segment B. I think we'll continue on doing A first. That's segment 1A. Well, no, that's tentacle 1A, segment 2. Okay, and this one actually looks maybe left one, but then down a bit. Down one more. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. Segment 3. We need to go down a bit. Maybe fill in this left edge on this one a bit. We do get into touching up. Be good though. I mean, this one is a much tighter. Try up one. As long as we're not touching. And I think up one will be better, but if it is touching, then we'll go back down. Okay, yeah, no, I like that. I like that. That's a nice thin line between. A little wobbly in here or something. Looks like it kind of juts back a bit. The effect it's got though. Yeah, maybe if we smooth out that left edge of that one, I think that effect will tone down a bit. Last one there. Oh, I never did open the Discord, I guess. Oop, I got a couple pings in there. Okay. Into that one. Yeah, that's one of the ones I got on the list, so I'll be into that a bit later on. Okay, so this is gonna be segment 4. Our tip on this one. Top left corner on this one's gonna be about in here somewhere. That's definitely left and down. That one is looking a little odd. Okay, yeah, that one will, I think, need to be smoothed out a bit as well. Kind of smooth out this under edge bit on this side. Maybe fill in this top corner as well, potentially. We need to go to the right some. Now we need to go down a bit because we're touching. There we go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it's about as good as we're gonna get it without touching up its sprite. But I do think its sprite could use touching up. Maybe make this line up here a little more. So fill in the pixel in the corner there. A couple extra greens here to smooth out this line. Make it look a little more rounded. Right there. I think we got the placement pretty good though. Let's do our 1B. Is what, 1B 012? So this is gonna be similar to 1A segment 2, but further to the right from it. Actually, that's what we copied, I believe. Yeah. Not bad. In there. Maybe down and over. Touch. Oh, wrong one. Nice. Yeah, that's good. You know, maybe based on the shadow, we could possibly still come down one. That looks better. Yeah, I do like that better. We're on the shadow. Okay, and I will go ahead and hide the cot diver. It's, inside the game. What we'll do is just go yeah. It is actually pretty close to this one. Moving on to tentacle 2. I guess segment 0? Go on 2. Whoa, one's looking a little weird. Actually, just segment tentacle 2, segment 0. Okay, and copied this one, so we're going up a bit and right a bunch. Oh wow. That's a pretty good first guess. Right segment? Oh. Oh, okay, yeah, I filled in this backside here, I think. I see. Yeah, because that's how it was as well in this one. Maybe a bit to the right. Can't quite make out the shadow under that one, but there we go. Good. Much straight down. I think I added it. Also, this. I won. More. I know that's too much. Okay. Will be nudged to the right and then down. Go ahead and add it. Okay, it's actually gonna go to the right a fair amount more. These tentacle segments all have identical color palettes. I don't know. It's a good question. It might. I mean, they get generated by this. I guess they would maybe get garbage collected if we just didn't do anything with it besides set it back to none or something. I think I'll keep them separate for now unless I do run into memory issues though, because it will set the stage for if we ever had a version where it wasn't just like two-tone color. You know, theoretically you could throw splashes of color in the segments and they might be different colors based on where they're at in the scene or something. I do think you're right though. We like it probably, if we were squeezing it, we probably could save a bit by doing that. I assume if we would just set this back to none, eventually garbage collector would run and it wouldn't be used anymore. So do you think it should get freed probably? I don't know, we're getting a little wonky on this one. I could zoom this in more just by itself. Five? Oh wow. It's tough to see with the shadows from the diver in there. I was thinking we need to be a bit further to the right on this one, which is actually the previous one. Make it easier to control palette contents when manipulating the collective image as well. Contents, yeah. I don't think we'll need to do anything for the palette in this one. But if we were like changing colors in the palette, you know, one thing we could do to add just a little tiny bit of flair to the game is maybe when you get caught, maybe the octopus blinks red or something. I don't think the original one did that, obviously, because it wouldn't have been able to. The actual original one wouldn't have been able to on its screen, I don't think. But we could do something like that, or pink or purple or something. Maybe it just blinks while it's shaking you in there or something. Might be kind of cool. And then, yeah, and then if we did do something like that, it would be a ton easier if we just did the one palette. Yeah, it totally would, because then we'd only have to swap it in one palette from black to red, whereas here we'd have to loop over all of them. Hopefully it would be fast enough, too, that you wouldn't see it, like, turning red individually each segment. Of course, it may not be showing all segments at once as well. It's the thing. It'll be showing... Well, we'll have to see. I don't know. Does it keep these ones out or something? We'll have to see what it does. Octopus Ink, yeah. Yeah. Do we want to go down one on this one, too? I'm almost thinking that one... down just by one. Did we try that earlier? Maybe not. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we got our tip on the last one here. I think. Segment 2? 0, 1, 2. Yeah, segment 3 will be on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them for now just so they all match and we have everything if we do want to use it later. But yeah, thinking about blinking at different colors, I may in fact go back through and throw away all the palettes except one. I'll also probably be adding these to some kind of data structure as well. Right now we just have them on self dot whatever. I never did expand the name either, so Fortunately, we also have the short names. But I think I'll try to organize them into units that make it easy to think about. Not sure what exactly it will be though. Because this object also is going to ultimately keep track of like what the furthest out segment on each tentacle is, so that it can then decide like what it's going to do next, if it's going to extend further or start retracting. So it'll kind of have to loop over the tentacles and like decide retract or expand for each one. And then on like the ones that are split, it gets tricky too, because like on this one, you know, if it's here and it decides to expand, then it of course needs to expand this one. If it retracts, then it's going to come back, and then it could expand going downwards instead next time. Here we're looking at, we need to go down for sure, right? Down and maybe to the right just a tad. Didn't show it. Okay, pretty close, but up a bit. And I don't know, this is another one that probably could use some touching up. Just kind of smooth out this bit under here. And honestly on the top side as well. Kind of turn those into cleaner diagonals there. Placement looks pretty good though. Okay, so one more to go. More tentacle. I guess, yeah, we'll copy segment 0 on tentacle 2. Oops, no, we're going segment 0, tentacle 3. This one is all the way over here, which is definitely down a bit and over a whole lot. So go 71 over by like a bunch, like 12 or something. Didn't add it. Okay, nope, not far enough. Looks like our Y is pretty good though, maybe. Oh dear. Okay, looks like we maybe are not gonna have anybody come today. Door in. Looks like our door is gonna be tomorrow, maybe instead. Have less of a chance of having to leave suddenly. And you said over more still? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Still down a touch, I guess. Oh, maybe that's too far? Yeah, I like that. Kind of right up in where the two blue ripples are at. I tweaked it a bit. I think I filled in this top left corner a bit, which probably is how it looks on the full-sized one. Maybe. Possibly, I just filled it in. Yeah, I filled in the left side is what I did to enclose the middle. Because they all seem to have that empty bit in there, all of them except for the ends, so looking pretty good there, I think. Basically straight down. Didn't show it. More down. Left a bit? Is that the shadow I see peeking out? Yeah, I think it is. Oh yeah, this comes, yeah, this one around here, and it does come left a bit. Try 1 pixel. Yeah, we wanted. I think we want to go too far. That's looking pretty good though. Once we put the last one in there, I think fit between them nicely. It's going to be down and to the right. 0, 1, 2. Segment 2. Ones look awfully similar. Row 1. Like I forget to cut another one out. We want okay, there is together kind of like that. They are similarly shaped. Okay, we got the mode. There we go, color map. Right. There we go. Okay, bit to the left. Bit more still, another tab. Even one more still, and up one. Maybe even the one above also a tap to the right. Yeah, like that. Actually, oh, yeah, that's the one right there. Yeah, I think that's the one. Okay. All right. Got the tentacles laid out. So, do I want to do some more of the artwork touch up, or oh, let me see. Let's see. Is the background color overlay in front of the black LCD segments, or behind, or both? Did they get fancy with those printed layers? Yeah, good question. And actually, I figured out in some cases there were some things that didn't make sense to me the first time around, and I figured out that that was actually tricks with the depth. The background is always behind, but there are cases where there is stuff in the foreground cut out so that it will look like it's behind the background. So the hand of the diver over here is a good example of this. These hands here, how they have an empty line through them, are to represent the rope, and which will make it look like the rope is in front of the hand, because it will look like the hand is covered up by the rope. It's not necessarily pixel perfect in mine, but that's the idea there on the hand. And there were a couple of other spots. That's actually, I figured out later what these holes in the bags were. Some of the bags had these holes in them, and these are actually the green leaves in the plants. And right now I actually don't have those represented. So like this one, there was a hole in the bag and I filled it in. Truthfully, I might keep it. I kind of like it filled in. I kind of like the bag in front of the plants. This was another one, I think, though. There was a hole in the bag. That way you would still see the green of that plant. This one as well, maybe. Just a bit in there. So yeah, they did a couple little tricks like that where they basically left cutouts in the foreground in order for it to look like it was behind the background, and it does provide a bit of depth. But I do kind of like the in order for that to work, we'd have to get it bang on. We'd have to line it up exactly perfect on the plant. And because ours is shrunk a bit, the exactly perfect zone might not necessarily look as good as the original sized assets. Plus, I kind of like the player being in the foreground, honestly. The player is sort of the most important thing. It's the only thing the user's in control over. I like it being in the foreground instead of behind stuff for this type of like 2D straight-on game. Could create layers. We could do that. Yeah, we could cut out the water, cut out the plants, and we could overlay those on top. That would add a bit of depth as well. Be a good option. That'd be pretty straightforward, really. We could just, in our background image, basically these top two here. These two here are our backgrounds right now. We got the ones with the shadows on. So yeah, we could just cut the blue, cut the green, put it on its own layer. Maybe we'll do one like that. I was toying around with the idea of a game C. In the original one, there's only a game A and a game B. And I think the way they work is like one of them basically keeps track of your lives and your score, and the other one doesn't. So it's kind of like one of them's a game and one of them is free play. That's my understanding, at least. So, what do we want to do? That's what we want to do first. Oh, okay. Might get up. Stop for a minute. How long have we been going? A little over an hour, probably. Hour 20. Yeah, I may get up and move around a bit. Go grab a snack. Make a new coffee, honestly. Probably the next. I will nail down though. Let's think about the next thing to work on is inside the octopus. I think we want a tick method. So this is all initialization. It has a lot of initialization. So game tick we'll call octopus tick. We could actually go ahead and put in right now. Octopus tick will then do what I was talking about earlier. It'll loop over all the tentacles, and for each one it will decide, is it gonna expand by one segment or retract by one segment. I guess it could stay still, maybe. Does it stay still? Let's take another look. I think I got the video pulled up here. Maybe before I stop for now, I'll pull up the video, take another watch through. Let's see, take the background later, make the backlight color transparent. Use it as a layer. No need to create separate colors. Take the background layer, I think, make backlight color transparent. Oh, wait, take the background layer. Oh, and then on its palette, just make that beige color. I think it may bleed on some of the edges. Yeah, I think the way there's some of these pixels in here that are like sort of beige, sort of blue, if we just cut out the beige, guess because it's a bitmap, we can't, so we could go, okay, we could go invert. Copy pasta? Nope, didn't do it right. Invert? There we go. Copy. Color overlay has shadows too. Take the backlight, take the background layer, make the backlight color transparent, and use it as a layer. I think we might want the boat behind still. Oh. Not sure that we want all the pixels in here. Also, I do kind of want this filled in more. I don't know what's up with the gray section of the rope here. It's interesting he's got like green in his eyes and stuff. See that as much on the screen. Guess now I'm looking for it a bit more. Oh, you know, he doesn't here though. Where did we get that green in his eyes? Oh, I don't necessarily have the background as the GIMP file either. Maybe was that one in artwork? I did have something in artwork before I... Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, they're actually gray. Huh. How did they end up turning green, I wonder? As soon as I flatten it... How did that happen, though? Color overlay has... thinking about how they manufactured it. Printed color layers appear as foreground. Zone shadow. Shadow created the 3D effect. Oh, we're frozen here. It times out or something. Oof. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, you can kind of see the shadow. I wonder if that's... I wonder if that looks like that to the naked eye, or if that's kind of like the flash in the camera that was... Or I guess really it's just, I'm sure you can see it, but I wonder how prominent it is at different angles. Shadow effect of the foreground there. This one's got coral over the diver's leg as well. We could maybe just make a foreground layer that includes everything we want in the foreground, and it could be, because there are some like here there's blue, but they don't go in front of the divers, so there's like some instances maybe where we could put the blue behind, but others where it could be in front. Actually watch through this a bit. Oh, he doesn't actually have the bag the first time. Yeah. Actually digs once before he gets the bag. I don't actually have that sprite though. Almost like they had one of this one, but without the bag in it. In fact, they almost had a whole set, because the first time he moved his arm... Yeah. No bag, arm into the treasure chest. Arm further into the treasure chest, still no bag. So we've got two frames with no bag. Back to that frame. And then to this one, and now the bag does show up, actually. So it's actually these first two. They actually have versions of both of these with no bag. I don't have it in this sprite sheet. I think it's okay for the bag to appear, though. I mean, because if you think about it, like, you're going to be shoveling it into the bag. If you don't have your bag out yet, you're going to get it out before you start shoveling. You're not going to, like, start shoveling and then suddenly pull out your bag right when you're shoveling stuff into it. You know, kind of like get it out, fluff it up, get it ready, then shuffle it in there. Let's take a look at the, let's watch one more as well with an eye towards what the rest of the tentacles do when the diver gets caught. It's also, it does look like each tentacle is always expanding. Do any of them ever go back before they reach all the way out? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the tentacles, except for tentacle 1 and tentacle 2, the outside ones, tentacle 0 and tentacle 3, don't change. They just stay where they were. They were all the way out, they stay all the way out. Tentacles 1 and 2 have special behavior. Tentacle 1 wraps up with its small point. Maybe it's only tentacle 1 with special behavior, actually. Putting that additional little end there. It's retracting. Looks like the logic is they are either retracting or expanding, and they basically decide randomly whether to spawn the next segment or not, but they always... Looks like they're staying in the same direction until they get to the end. So then I guess it would expand all the way 0A, go back all the way, and then expand all the way 0B, and then go back all the way, and just cycle between those. So basically, its random choice in the tick is deciding whether or not to move by one segment this frame or not. So it'll have a random choice to decide that. And it'll just keep track of which direction each tentacle is moving. Okay. Yeah, it's good. I hadn't quite paid super close attention to the exact behavior of the tentacles yet, so it's good to get that down since I'm going to be trying to replicate it. I got it. And I did have it a little bit wrong how I was thinking before, where it would kind of decide each time if it wanted to go out or back for each movement, but instead it looks like it's always goes all the way out first and then all the way back. But it does still decide whether it wants to do the next segment now or not. So it's just choosing that over and over again over time, and eventually it decides to do it, it does it, and then it just starts checking again for the next segment. It almost looks like most of the blue is actually background, though. We may... Maybe I'll move green and the coral, this like brown plant stuff down here. Maybe I'll move those to the foreground, but leave the blue in the background. Although I guess well, no, that looks behind. Yeah, the rope is in front. Reminds me, I did want to do the rope. I should have done that before I saved. I'll need to go back and do the non-shadowy one as well, but... Oh. What? I got selection, or... Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy. I do want to go in front. Okay, that kind of gets us into the plant, but... Buddy. Okay, let me just copy this one in. I think I am gonna cut it out for now. We go for a walk or something, stretch it out, get a snack. Oh, ouch. I do want to see this copied over though with the rope filled in. It exists. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Kind of the... Weird. There we go. Nice, yeah, I do like that. The rope, you can actually see it all the way there. Okay, I'm gonna head out for a bit. Take care of some other stuff and stretch out and eat and feed this cat. I'll I'll probably be back around later on. I'll definitely be working on some stuff later, some PRs and things. Eventually, we may get back into this project as well later on this afternoon. Meeting will be later on today. I'll be there. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. See Grover, anybody else watching? I'll catch you all next time, perhaps later on. You can follow me on Twitch if you want a notification for that. But otherwise, yeah, hope everybody has a good day, and hope to see you in the meeting if you want to join us in the meeting. So that'll be a little later on. So that's when I'll be around next. Thanks. For sure. Yeah, thank you.